This is weird because, I don't know, it just is. Actually, let me just unplug this because that might be better. No, actually, that is actually worse because I can't hold it very well. So, I mean, I could talk about fairy murders. I mean, yeah, it was lovely. There was this sort of like half hour where there was like these boats on the lake, and today has been a day. The sky's been fully blue all day, and it was really picturesque down there. I mean, like, everywhere I went and everywhere I looked, it just looked lovely. There are no buildings, there's a nature reserve, and there's a lot of water, and it's all nice. And like I say, the sun was shining. So I'm literally just sitting right next to the path around the lake, and I'm watching the boats. There's someone paddle boarding. There's two people paddle boarding. One of them's fallen in, and he's trying to get back in, and he can't get back in. But I say to myself, he can't get back in, but he gets back on, and then I just sort of stretch out. You know, I relax down and I stretch out, and I'm just sort of on one arm. I'm sort of on one arm. I don't know how. So no, like this. I'm sort of like that, and so I'm just laying there, and I have a vape, and there's these people walking past, and I'd just been into the water sports centre, and I'd had a tea, and it was PG Tips, and this. I'm just trying to not get my finger in the way. Yeah, I had some PG Tips, and I was feeling really good. And I'm just I'm just holding. I wonder if it'll go upside down. No, that's a shame. It won't rotate. What's in my mind right now is that I'm kind of it is around. There's this stuff called Melissa Dream. Yeah, it's from Scandinavia, and yeah, it's it's lemon balm and chamomile. And kind of makes me remember that I should really be going to bed soon, but you know, I'm having problems here actually. I do have a tripod that I can use, and I think that that is a really good idea, because to be real, yeah, I was struggling hella to keep my finger out the shot, and then yeah, so let's just stick this in. Stick it in. Being a female, you know, I'm always making things sound sexual. How's that? That that is so much better. Yeah, so it's funny because the video that I made yesterday saying that the secret to my happiness is, and this was just theoretically, really, because I hadn't tested it out enough to know that it's true. But or even though, today I would say, yeah, it's true. I mean, and the reason I say that is because actually there's two things going on between yesterday and today. Although I'm going to forget about one of them because I just am. So really, yeah, it is just it is just down to it's some sort of psychological, spiritual sort of it's sort of similar. It's a kind of meditation, although it's not about, yeah, it is. It is about it's about controlling my thoughts. It's funny because for 3 years I've been hearing a lot about meditation, and I kind of it's something that I felt very proud that, and authentic, that I didn't do it. And that may sound strange, but the reason is because I felt like I could stay present and not have my thoughts intrude 24 hours a day. But I didn't know. I didn't understand that the reason I wasn't meditating, actually I don't want to confuse myself here because I'm still the same. I don't meditate. I don't take, say, 40 minutes out a day and sit down and close my eyes and sort of, I mean, there's different ways of doing it, I suppose, but for example, concentrate on watching my thoughts come and go and simultaneously be aware that I'm the observer, I'm the watcher, I'm having these thoughts, but really I'm watching myself have them. I don't do that. Meditation for me really is something that I do all the time. And the reason I've just said the same thing twice, I haven't. And the reason for that is we're talking about two different methods for controlling my thoughts. The second one is proper meditation. Even though I do it all day long, it still is proper meditation. But the first one, the one I did earlier on for like 3 years, and interestingly enough, I've only just started to meditate properly. The one I was doing before was more of a way of controlling my thoughts through not getting heated, not getting stressed, not getting wound up, keeping myself fully calm all the time. And therefore, when I'm fully calm, I simply didn't have any thoughts, which I did for about 3 years. And it just is what it is, I suppose. Whereas like meditation was actually proper meditation, where like I would like a mindfulness meditation, concentrating on listening to what people are saying, and the transition between the two came hella easier than I thought it would. I mean, there was trauma, well, stress, there was anger, which arose because I was transitioning from keeping calm to keeping focused. And once I let go of that keeping calm, and I hadn't practiced it yet, so I didn't know how it worked. So the belief wasn't there, and I wasn't any good at it anyway because I'd never tried it before. So there was anger while I was sort of really just searching for a new way of doing things. There was a lot of anger also for because inside I knew that I needed to change. I needed to be a stronger person, and I needed to find a different way of meditating. and I needed to use anger to break out of the type of meditation that I was doing, to break through it and break out of it and break into the new way of doing things. I guess I was really, my emotions with that, I was fed up with it. I was fed up with being soft. I was fed up with just feeling the way I was feeling, because the way I was meditating was not right for me anymore. And yeah, I got angry. Yeah. So, yeah. So I'm feeling pretty calm, and what I haven't touched on yet is another type of meditation that I was doing, which was, yes, there's a mindfulness, but then there's, if I'm watching my thoughts and I'm starting to get to know the kind of thoughts that I'm having, I'm really starting to get to know myself as well. And I'm on the train and I just noticed that the way that it started, and I've mentioned this before in a video, one of my recent videos, I started to notice, this is the first thing that happened, I started to notice that I wasn't positive all the time. I mean, for years, I liked to believe that I was, and positivity would be me believing that I'm positive all the time, because that's positivity. But then came the awareness that I'm not positive all the time. There's actually a fight going on inside me. And I didn't know what that fight was. But it turned out to be that I was being attacked by negativity all the time. A particular genre of, it had a certain taste, it had a certain flavour, it was a negativity of a certain type. And having tasted it and having felt it and becoming familiar with it, and experimenting with staying away from it. And so I lived a few days without this genre of negativity. And what's happened is that a hugely profound change inside me. And it's funny because I was watching Gigi Young, yeah, she's a psychic, an intuitive, or whatever you want to call her. I don't know what clairs she has, but yeah, I don't want to go into her anyway. This video is about me, and she was saying something. Oh, I don't know. I was watching her, and so what am I talking about? Negativity. Yeah, she was talking about the start of her spiritual journey. when she started meditating, and she'd only been meditating for a week or two, and she said, you know, she was hoping for the bliss that comes with meditation. And I was kind of thinking, well, that's weird, because I've been meditating for 3 years, and I ain't never felt no bliss. You know, I've actually been quite, to be real, I've been quite miserable through those 3 years. But that's not really positivity. I mean, positivity is to say that, to just present it in the way of like, the point is the bliss. This second way of meditation for me is, what it is it's the normal way of meditating that people do. It's proper meditation. And that's the meditation that brings the bliss. I don't know what I was doing before, but yes, it helped me, but it was different. It was like one level, and this is like a level up. And what's happened is, like, I feel the bliss, but because I meditate all the time, and I always have, I feel the bliss all the time. And that's come from getting to know that genre of negativity, how it feels, how it tastes, what the energy sniffs of, you know, and practicing how to like sidestep it. And that is what brought the bliss. Because really, I was ill. I was suffering from an illness, and the illness was that kind of negativity. That was an illness, and it was quite a bad illness because it was making me very miserable. Very miserable. And like, I would blame, I've been bullied by my neighbour, but like, this is a year ago, and I would blame, literally what I would do is I would always blame other people for the misery that I was feeling. And the very act of that blame, every time I participated in doing that, would bring in the negativity and the pain I was feeling. So yeah. And yeah, I was grieving, really grieving. And I guess, yeah, it took me a long time to get over like a big change. That it was just a big change, and I wasn't comfortable with it. Yeah. Yeah. So, I'm just holding space for it, really. Feel a bit zoned out, actually. I think that I think that is all that I wanted to say. I mean, I got to the point where I was describing that I would blame other people, and that's pretty much the conclusion of the full message of what I really, what all of that means. So I'm going to let you go. Thanks for watching. I hope you got something out of it. And I wish you all the best, and goodbye.